today going to proceed on the items that were packed in our last portfolio committee meeting. We are all welcome to participate on this important portfolio committee meeting and processes that will be undertaking as the committee. We're fully aware that we have observed a print on the weekend that suggested that the Committee of Parliament is delaying with the work of the Electoral Amendment Bill. And all of us, I think, we've had an opportunity to go through the print media. I may not have authority to pronounce its name, but it must be clearer that the committee has now in the process of dealing with this amendment bill. And some of the issues that are raised in the paper are not the issues that are known by the committee. Secondly, is that we have been affirming that we have requested an extension to the Constitutional Court so that we adequately deal with this matter, and also give an opportunity to NCOP to interact with this Electoral Amendment Bill. I just want to highlight that point that there's inaccuracy in terms of the reflection on the paper that was the writer on Sunday. But we're interacting with the parliamentary communication team and our team to interface with that matter. The third point is to note and inform members of the committee that one of our researchers, Mr. Pakamile Eshongwane, has today is his last day to serve as a member or a staff of parliament. In our research team has got or been employed to other institutions, but we must take this opportunity to thank him for his contribution in a short space of time. You'll recall that it's not long that has joined Parliament, and him and Mr. Salmon Adams, they've managed to assist the committee to interact with some of the research work that members of the committee will have requested, or the work of the entire committee work. So I want to thank and take this opportunity to thank you, Mr. Pakamile, on your last day in Parliament, and we hope that when times allow, you'll be able to interact with the members of the committee and the work of the committee. I'll request Mr. Matonsi to highlight the screened agenda and render apologies so that we're able to proceed. Mr. Matonsi?
Good day. Good day. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yes. With apologies, I've got two apologies. One is Ms. Mulekwa. She's in the meeting now, but she indicated that she would like to give around 11 o'clock. Then the other apology that I received is that of Ms. van der Merwe. She's attending another meeting where the party requested her to represent the IFP with the Speaker of Parliament. That's all, Chairperson.
Okay, thank you. Can you screen the agenda, Mr. Matonsi, and take us through?
Okay. Are you not able to see it, Chairperson?
No. We're only seeing you unless I don't see. It's only an image. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to. Are you able to see it, Chair?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Thanks very much. Yes, this is our agenda for today. And I'm sure that members were informed that the minister and the DM will present the task team report of government printing works and permits. And I would like Mr. Matonsi to render that item before we enter into item number 3 and 4, so that we are clearer in terms of the recording of why both the minister and the DM were not able to present that report.
Yes, Yes, Chairperson. Yesterday, I have shared a letter. There is a letter that the minister requested that wrote to the committee to say from I think from yesterday until today, the cabinet is on a retreat somewhere, so you will be unable to present the report. But the reports are ready of the permits and as well as that of GPW. And then also he requested that if we can reschedule it for another date, and also we reschedule them separately, that is on the permits and also on the government printing works. So I've shared the letter, Chairperson, to all the members.
Okay, thank you. Members, can I get your impression on the apology of the minister on this critical reports that we've been looking for? Honorable Ross?
Thank you, Chair. Sorry, see, it's taking a while here. Chairperson, I think it's fine. It's just, I have written to yourself to just request that we get these reports so long. I think they should have been available from March already, because there's quite a lot of content in there that we would need to go through. So, I would accept that apology, but I think it's important if those reports are ready that they are released to us so that we can consider them. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Mulekwa? Honorable Kanyile?
Thank you, Chair, and good morning to colleagues. We are noting the apology by the Minister, and I believe I've been covered by Honorable Ross. Thank you so much.
Honorable Dito, thank you. Honorable Kanyile, Honorable Dito.
Good morning, Chair, and everyone who is present. Yes, Chair, we are noting the apology of the Minister. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Ramolobe. Honorable Pile.
Good morning, Chairperson, and good morning, colleagues. Thank you very much. I note that apology, and I think it also must be noted that it's very rarely that the minister is not present in a portfolio committee meeting, so we should accept that. Thank you.
Honorable Jose.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. I think I agree with my colleagues that we accept and note the apology while awaiting for the reports to be sent to us. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. DM, that is our noting. There's an issue that we must receive the reports, both of the government printing works. I want to check your impression on that.
No, thank you very much, Chair. I think we will have both wanted to be here with the Minister when we deliver those particular reports. It's quite very detailed and they deal with a lot of sensitive issues. We will be available, Chair, on the date that you will give us next available for us to come and present those reports. But the reports are in our possession. It's just that we both wanted to be here due to the sensitivity and quite a lot of things that have to be dealt with in that report. But we remain committed to always be available for the portfolio committee as we have always been in the past. Thank you very much.
Thank you, DM. Thanks very much, DM, for your response. Now we can go to item number 3. Mr. Matonsi.
Yes, Chairperson. In the meeting last, there was a discussion on the MOD, Motion of Desirability on the Electoral Bill, that in the next meeting, which is today, and then we should have drafted something, because in the last meeting it was agreed that no, the committee should be in a position to proceed with the bill. So I would like to, unless if there's any other thing, I would like to share the report or the MOD that was prepared. Chairperson, are you able to see it?
Not yet. I also noticed that Commissioner Love and Commissioner Muyepsa are in the meeting. You're welcome to this session. And other commissioners, if I have not recognized them on the platform.
Okay, I've shared it, Chairperson. Is it visible that side?
No.
Okay.
Yes, now we can move.
Oh, it's visible now. Okay.
Yeah, you can proceed.
Oh, okay. Chairperson, this is the motion of desirability on the electoral bill. So, because like as I indicated in the last meeting, then it was indicated that no, we need to proceed with the bill. So this is how it was drafted. In the opinion of the Portfolio Committee on Home Affairs, legislation is desirable to amend the Electoral Act 73 of 1998. So here I'm going to read, this is the long title of the bill, so as to insert certain definitions consequential to the expansion of this act to include independent candidates as contestants to elections in the national and provincial legislature, provide the registered parties must submit a declaration confirming that all its candidates are registered to vote in the region or province where an election will take place, provide for the nomination of independent candidates to contest elections in the National Assembly or provincial legislatures, provide for the requirements and qualifications which must be met by persons who wish to register as independent candidates, provide for the procedure for non-compliant nomination of independent candidates, provide for the inspection of copies of lists of independent candidates and accompanying documents, provide for the objection to independent candidates, provide for the inclusion of a list of independent candidates entitled to contest elections, provide that independent candidates are bound by the Electoral Code of Conduct, provide for the return of a deposit to independent candidates in certain circumstances, amend Schedule 1, substitute Schedule 1A, and provide for the matters connected therewith. So that is the motion of desirability, Chairperson. This is in terms of Rule 286, number I and J, Chairperson.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Matonsi. Members, you'll recall that in our last meeting, we did had reflected and agree that we must proceed with the Electoral Amendment Bill. But at that time, there were no notes for consideration, and we had requested Mr. Matonsi to go back and collate the decision we've taken. And these are the notes which are subject for us to consider and adopt. But in principle, you members we have dealt with the process of considering to proceed with this amendment bill. And these are the notes that carries that process. We are now going to note the notes and formally adopt them so that we are able to consider proceeding with the amendment bill. So this is a subject matter in terms of the Rule 206I, Roman figure I, for us to consider to proceed. And then we'll then able to have Rule 206J to consider to deliberate on the content of the Electoral Amendment Bill. Thank you. Can I invite members to move for adoption? Honorable Pile.
Chairperson, I move for the adoption.
Honorable Tito. Honorable Ross.
Thank you, Chair. Chairperson, I think that this looks okay, and we obviously we need to pass this bill. We need to put a bill through the legislature to meet the requirements of the Constitutional Court judgment. The The only thing I see missing here is the requirement for general proportionality, which was one of the key aspects of the judgment. I think that's it. This motion of desirability could benefit from that, that we just add in that wording, that because the court was quite clear that in this process we need to retain overall or general proportionality. And that being the case, then we would be fine with it, Chair.
Okay. Honorable Ramolobe. Honorable Molekwa.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. We take note of the MOD. Thanks.
Honorable Kanyile. I think, yeah.
Thank you, Chairperson. We take note of the MOD and we support it. But on the issue of general proportionality, I have been covered by Honorable Rose. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Lekwasa.
We note the MOD, Chair. Thank you.
So we are, the committee is adopting the MOD with the issues that were raised. Honorable, sorry, Mr. Matonzi.
Oh, okay, Chair. So then it means we are done now with this agenda item, Chairperson, and then we just have to sign this. We're not going to send it to the National Assembly because we're still processing the bill.
Yes.
Yeah, at the end, and then that's when we'll send the report.
Okay. Thanks, members, for considering that we must proceed in adopting the MOD for the committee to now proceed to deliberate on the legislation on how we're going to interface with the matter in question. Now we're going for the item number 4. Mr. Matonzi?
Yes, Chairperson, on item number 4, to fill the vacancy, in the meeting, in the last meeting, Chairperson, there was a nomination for one candidate. Then the opposition parties requested that they needed more time to consult with their caucuses. So maybe, Chairperson, now that would be time for the opposition parties that requested the time to consult, just to nominate a candidate that they think would be suitable as a commissioner of the IEC. Already from the ANC, there was a nomination of Mr. Mashinini as a commissioner. So I'm not going to motivate because the motivation was done last time. So that's where we were, Chairperson. So we have prepared a report so that once the candidate has been agreed to by the committee, then we have to adopt that report, Chairperson. Thanks.
Okay, thanks very much. I think that is a process that we've followed, and we've looked on the processes that the committees, when they were dealing with the IEC matter, they've been following, and we're firm to that process. What I will do, let's recap so that we're able to fairly deal with this matter. I'll request Honorable Pillay, I'll request Honorable Rose, Honorable Kanyile, I'll request Honorable Tito, and Honorable Zelis is not in the meeting. And then we lead the discussions in terms of what is expected to this meeting. Honorable Pillay.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. As indicated by Eddie, at the last PC, I've already proposed a name. And Chairperson, I want to reiterate that I further wish to nominate Mr. Mashinini based on his experience. And I've outlined that, especially now that we're going into this process of Electoral Amendment Bill and having to make lots of changes, I don't think that it would be it'll be prudent, in fact, for us to be able to look at something else. I think it's important for us to note the contributions that were made, but also the experience that one brings to the IEC. And in this matter, in this case, he is a candidate that brings the most experience. Yes, qualifications exist amongst all candidates, and I'm not here to downplay anyone. I think equally every one of them have the ability to be able to run or to be able to lead. But we are looking at someone who has extensive experience, especially looking after the last elections, having to go through the conditions that one had to go through. And so I strongly motivate Chairperson and recommend that the committee would look at the name of Mr. Mashinini. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Pillay. Honorable Tito. Honorable Mr. Matunzi. Mr. Matunzi?
Yes.
I'm not sure whether
Chairperson. Yes, I'm here, Chair. Sorry, okay. It's my network. Yes, Chair.
No problem.
Yes. Okay, Chair. I saw Honorable Mtini. He was online, but I see that he's no longer there. Can Honorable Ross continue, and then I'll come after you. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, Honorable Ramlobe. Honorable Ross.
Morning, Chair.
Sorry. You can proceed, Honorable Ramlobe.
Thank you so much, Chair. I would like to go with what Honorable Pillay has presented and alluded to, and in support of Mr. Mashinini to continue with the IEC Commissioner. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Ramlobe. Honorable Ross.
Thank you, Chairperson. I will defer to Honorable Kanile to give the DI's position.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Kanile.
Thank you, Chairperson. Chairperson, as the Democratic Alliance, we reject the nomination of Mr. Mashinini, and we would like to put forth a different name. We, however, note the motivation that you are making around Honorable Mashinini, and which we strongly feel that the previous elections were held in a manner that was not satisfactory to most of the parties that were on the ground or in various PDs. That is what we'd like to put forth. And the name that we would like to put forth, it is the name of Advocate Cheplock Law. She is currently with the IEC. She's very well experienced as well within the IEC, currently holding a position of Chief Audit Executive. And other than that, she has served in various roles within the IEC. She's been with the IEC for around 15 to 20 years, if I'm not mistaken, based on the CV that we have looked through. So in conclusion, Chairperson, we submit the name of Advocate Cheplock Law. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Kanyile. Honorable Lekwasa.
Thank you very much, Chair. I would like to reaffirm the position of the ANC in recommending Mr. Mashinini to continue with the sterling work that he has been doing. Looking at the previous elections that were one of its kind, it was very difficult, but they were able to pull through under difficult conditions after a short period of time. He has proved himself over and over again that his work and his dedication towards delivering free and fair elections to our country. And Chair, the ANC stands to recommend the name of Mr. Mashinini to Parliament. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I go back to Honorable Tito, if you are now sorted?
Thanks, Chairperson. Thanks, Chair. Yes, Yes, I'm sorted. As the EFF chair, we are not going to vote. We will abstain. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, members. I think it's clearer that I'm not sure how are we taking Mr. Matonzi the matter of Honorable Lizel, but the apology has been rendered, so we'll consider that that's the only matter that was submitted before the committee, and there was no indication, unless you have been given indication from Honorable Lizel.
Chairperson, no, I did not even speak to her. I only got the letter from the PA of Prince Mangosulu Puteli, so I there was no indication of any sort, Chairperson.
Okay, thanks very much, members. I think one is to appreciate the work that the Chief Justice and his team has managed to conduct a fair interview to all the candidates that has been forwarded to the Speaker and referred to the Portfolio Committee. And I think we're taking all as credible candidates that have different skills in terms of the work of the election work and governance. And I think this committee, we highly regard these 8 members of society whom have passed the process of the Chief Justice. And secondly, committee is expected to recommend a candidate of a commissioner that will serve with the collective that of the commissioners and the work of the IEC. And this, I must appreciate the members who have requested in the last meeting to further consult with their party or stakeholders to formulate interest on the position that they should submit to the committee. Now that we've exhausted that part, we are at the stage where we note that there's a name of Mr. Mashinini and Ms. Law, Advocate Law, and there's abstinence. We're now going to consider the name that must proceed, and we're going to use the voting pattern so that we are able to resolve this matter. Mr. Matonzi, can you check with I know that Honorable Tito should already abstain, and we're left with the members who have contributed on the Advocate Law and Mr. Mashinini. Mr. Matonzi, can I invite you to indicate the assessment in terms of the resolve of the candidate?
Okay, Chairperson, what I would suggest is that here I've got nine members who are recorded to be in the meeting, except that of Mr. Nzwago, we've got 8 who are permanent members. So in other words, if we were to go on the route of voting, it means we have to put the 2 candidates, that is Mr. Mashinini and Advocate Law, and then vote on each candidate, and then the candidate with the most votes will be the one that is going to be recommended, Chairperson.
Yeah, in fact, I wanted you to assist me because I can't able to note probably members that are here. We're going to vote on these names, 2 of them. I'm going to call those who support Mr. Mashinin, all of them, and those who support the Advocate Law, and then we'll resolve on the matter. I will want to start with the Honorable Tito. She's abstaining. Honorable Pile has put the name of Mr. Mashinini, and seconded by Honorable Ramulobe, and reaffirmed by Honorable Hwase. And the Honorable and Advocate Law was put forward by Honorable Kanyile. And there was not yet a second on the name. Can I check, Honorable Ross? There are two names, Advocate Law and Mr. Mashinini.
Thank you, Chair. I second the nomination of Advocate Chaploglo.
Okay. We're in the voting pattern, and Advocate Bongani Bongo.
I support the name of Glenn Mashinini.
Honorable Mulekwa.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. I also want to agree with the recommendation of Mr. Glenn Mashinini to continue the work of the IEC. Thank you, Chair.
Okay. Thank you. Then it means, Honorable Tito, just for recording again, so that we affirm your position.
Thanks, Chairperson. As me standing in as the Economic Freedom Fighters, I'm abstaining. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Matonsi. Can you reaffirm the process, the decisions?
Yes, Chairperson. For Mr. Mashinini, we've got yourself, Ms. Mulekwa, Ramulobeng, that will be 3, Mr. Bogo 4, Ms. Lehwase 5, and then Mr. Pillay 6, and then we've got Ms. Tito that have abstained, and then from Ms. Advocate Chaplong is we've got Ms. Kanyile and Mr. Ross. So it's only 2 candidates only 2 votes from Ms. Advocate Chaplong.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mr. Matonsi. Members, that stands our committee recommendation. We are recommending Mr. Mashinini. The process of voting was undertaken, and consideration is made that we must submit a report with the recommendation of Mr. Mashinini to the National Assembly for consideration. That will end our submissions in terms of the process of recommending a candidate to the National Assembly. Is that, Mr. Matonsi, our resolution that is going to be carried to the National Assembly?
Yes, Chairperson, we just need to adopt the report. I'm just trying to get that report now quickly.
Okay.
And then I can put the name of Mr. Mashinini in that report. I'm trying, Chairperson. I'm struggling with the system.
No, take your time.
Chairperson, are you able to see the presentation, the report?
Yes, Mr. Martinson.
Okay, I'm just going to put the name here.
Can Mr. Matonsi go through the notes so that you're on record?
Yes, I'm going to do that, Chair. I just wanted to write the name first.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, then for the record, Chairperson, report of the Portfolio Committee on Home Affairs on filling the vacancy in the Electoral Commission, that is the day today. The Portfolio Committee on Home Affairs, having considered a request to the National Assembly by the Chief Justice of the Republic of South Africa, Mr. Raymond Zondo, to nominate a suitable candidate to fill a vacancy in the Electoral Commission, reports as follows. Following interview by the panel established in terms of Section 6.3 of the Electoral Commission Act 1996, number 51, and comprising the Chief Justice, which is the chairperson of the panel, the chairperson of the South African Human Rights Commission, the chairperson of the Commission for Gender Equality and the Public Protector, the Chief Justice submitted a list of candidates and their CVs to the National Assembly for consideration to fill a vacancy in the Electoral Commission. The matter was referred to the committee on 14 April for consideration and report. You can see there's a ATC dated 14 April, page 9. The committee met to consider this matter on the 10th, the 20th, and then today, which is the 31st, to consider the candidates recommended by the panel. Following its deliberation, the committee recommends that the House approve the nomination of Mr. V.G. Mashinini for appointment to fill a vacancy in the Electoral Commission. That is the report, Chairperson. Report to be considered.
Thank you, Mr. Matonsi. Members, this is a report of our recommendation. Can I invite members to adopt the report? Honorable Pile? Oh, I see a hand here. Yes, Honorable Pile?
Chair, I move for the adoption of this report.
Honorable Ramolobe? Seconder to the adoption.
Thank you, Chairperson. I move to second Honorable Pillay for the adoption of the report. Thank you.
Okay, noted. Any contrary view?
Chairperson, this is Ms. Honorable Kanyile.
Yes, Honorable Kanyile.
Chairperson, we would like the objection of the DA to be noted as well in this report. Thank you very much.
Noted. Objection noted. Honorable Tito.
Thanks, Chair. Us also, please note our objection. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Tito and Honorable Pile, Honorable Kanyile, and Honorable Moleko. And the report is now adopted by the committee. Will proceed to give a report to the National Assembly on our recommendation for Mr. Mashinini to serve in the IEC as a commissioner. Thank you very much. We close that item in that manner. Honorable members, I'll take this opportunity just to give Honorable Mr. Matonsi in our next meeting. When's our next meeting, Mr. Matonsi?
Chairperson, the next meeting will be scheduled for this coming Friday.
Okay. Honorable Ross, I see your hand.
Thank you, Chair. Just with your indulgence, Chair, I'd just like to wish Pakamile Hlungani all the best in his future endeavors. I will definitely still see him on Strava. And I hope that he goes from strength to strength. And I really thank him for his great contribution to this committee. Thank you, Chair.
No, thanks, Honorable Ross. Pardon me, I've forgotten to request members to comment. Honorably.
So let me just take the opportunity and wishing him well on every one of his endeavors, and we thank him for the contribution made.
Honorable Ramolobe. Honorable Molekwa.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. I wish you, Mr. Mashinini.
Mr. Pakamile Hlungani.
Oh,
he's resigned. We're wishing
all the best to the new responsibility, and we hope that the IEC will never be the same again in his hands. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Tito.
Thanks, Chairperson. Yeah, we wish him very well in his journey that is coming. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Lokhwasa.
Thank you very much, Chair. All I would say is that we wish him the best of luck, because each and every new job means opportunities and more responsibilities. So we just wish him well. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Kanyile.
Thank you, Chairperson. I'd also like to take this opportunity and thank Mr. Pakamile Hlungani for the great contribution he has had within this portfolio committee. And further to that, we'd also like to wish him everything of the best in his future endeavors. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Pakamili, are you in the meeting?
Chairperson is not in the meeting.
Okay. No, thanks very much. We'll extend those best wishes from all honorable members for the good work as demonstrated in the committee. It's research work that we've all benefited. And I want to take this opportunity to thank you all honorable members for the items we've interacted with. And I think we also take the opportunity to note your contribution during the debate, Deputy Minister, the issues that members have raised in the debate on the 24th. I think there are some of the issues that we may need to take up so that we're able to make sure that efficiency and the good work that you're doing at the level of the department continues. And I want to thank all members who contributed to that debate. At this time, I want to thank and note that our items which were convened this portfolio committee, and thanks you members and all stakeholders, IEC team, commissioners, and Deputy CEO. I want to thank you for always interfacing with the committee. Thank you very much. The meeting stands adjourned.
Thank you, Chair.
Thanks, Chair.
Thanks, Chair.
Thank you very much, Chairperson.
Hello?
Thank you, Madras.
Hey, Moses. Hey, Adam. I'm sure he left. Call him.
Yeah, call him. But Madras, meeting for Friday. What's on the table?
Hey, Adam and Moses.
Yes, but
let me call Adam.
Okay.
Yeah. Moses?
Yes, but
I'm going to end the meeting and then can you rejoin after a minute?
All right.